Hello again, folks, and welcome to Buckeye Brandon's Bushcraft and Outdoor channel. So, what you see in front of you is the tool bag and the bushcraft bag that I use to start on the Penny Money Camp lean-to. So let's check it out and let's see from the last time what I've accomplished. Let's go this way here. We're going to take a walk through the woods here, okay? And here in front of you is the Penny Money lean-to. Okay, so we went over the last time why I call it the Penny Money lean-to. I had to save all of my money, all of my pennies, in order to get the bushcraft supplies to make this lean-to. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much, you know, and a lean-to isn't. It's just kind of a framework in between trees that keeps you dry, keeps you warm in some cases. With this one, I've been watching several bushcraft channels and subscribed to several bushcraft channels. I want to give a shout out to Survival Lily. I want to give a shout out to Joe Robinette. I want to give a shout out to Northern Bushcraft and Survival, and I'd also like to give a shout out to Corporal's Corner. Okay, those websites, well, those YouTube channels are the ones that I'd like to give a shout out to. They gave me ideas on my structural integrity for this lean-to, and they also gave me the idea for what I've been working on today. You see right there is the raised bed that I've been working on. Now, when you may, well, as you may or may not know, when you start a fire and you have a fire reflector, which is the idea that I've come up for the front of this lean-to, okay, so there's going to be a fire on a fire reflector, but it can be mighty chilly on a cold night sleeping on the ground. However, if you get a raised bed, what's going to happen is the heat from that fire is going to bounce off, come back into your lean-to, and come up under that raised bed, okay? And what's going to happen is you're going to stay nice and toasty, or a little bit warmer anyway than you would sleeping on the ground. So here's the raised bed that I came up with. You see there, I used a couple of horizontal logs with a bunch of cut vertical logs, okay, spiked some spikes into the ground to keep things from rolling around. And so there it is. This is what I've been working on today. Now tomorrow, after I get home from the job, I'm going to work on the sidewalls. What I want to do is encase the sidewalls so that what you see there, that vertical beam there, there's going to be a bunch of those running all length of the lean-to on both sides. And for the ceiling, like I'd mentioned in earlier videos, I'm just going to go ahead and use an AquaQuest tarp. I have a 9x13 AquaQuest on the way, and they are very, very good tarps. You don't see Tank, the bushcraft dog, with me today. He is used to the woods. He is used to the woods, but a lot of times, and many times, when I bring him out here, he likes to run amok and run around, and I just like to keep track of him. So, you know, as I take him into the woods, he'll get more and more chill and more relaxed. And upon that is right about when we'll take our first spring bushcraft trip, overnighter. You know, until then, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen to Tank. He is the bushcraft dog after all. But nevertheless, we will be up the road taking the first Buckeye Brandon's Bushcraft and Outdoors overnighter, and I guarantee a good time. We're going to make some s'mores. We're going to try to get the family out here. No guarantees on that one because the missus, well, she just doesn't like the idea of sleeping on the hard ground, and there is one bed so far. If I can get a couple air mattresses for the kid and the missus, we'll bring them back here, we'll set them up, and we'll have them stay right along with us. You know, I want to cook a roast for that night over the fire. You know, I want to do it up. I want to have a lot of fun in this coming up spring overnighter. So join us if you would, and don't forget, like and subscribe, people. The more followers I have, the more it hypes me up to get out there and get busy, you know, and do the bushcraft thing. So again, there is the bushcraft satchel that I use. I believe the bag is a knockoff of a more popular bag, and I don't like throwing brands out there, so we'll let you just use your imagination. Yeah, it is a UTG shoulder bag is the actual brand, but it is a knockoff of a cheaper well, it's a knockoff of a more expensive, obviously, of a more expensive bag that looks just exactly like it. However, this thing has lasted 5 going on 6 years. This is a hell of a bag, and it's very, very well made. Wanted to kind of bring you around the bag and show you some stuff. This is a hatchet that my beloved Jill, her grandmother, gave it to me when I was clearing some land for them. And, I laid eyes on it, and I told her, I said, that's an awful nice hatchet. Next words out of her mouth, well, you can go ahead and keep it if you like it. So, that came from her, and God bless her soul. I'd also like to send a prayer up. She is in a nursing home, and we received word that several people in that home do have COVID-19, and unfortunately, she is one of them. She's in her 90s. God willing, this whole thing will blow over. But if it doesn't, I understand, Lord, and, may your will be done with hers and with all of our lives. And we trust you at this time, and we put the situation in your hands, Lord. I have a hard time taking that camera off of that American flag once I have it there. That scene right there that you see in the camera, that just says everything. You got a pair of work gloves and you got the American flag right below them. What more can you ask for? Folks, Americans are hellified workers. We're not one of the best. We are the best, if you ask me. And like I've said before in past videos, I don't call it racism. I call it good old-fashioned pride in your nation. Yep. Patriotism. That's what that is, folks. Patriotism. All right, well, nevertheless, I'm going to stop rambling. This is Buckeye Brandon with Buckeye Brandon's Bushcraft and Outdoors, signing off and reminding you, get outdoors, get active, and keep your life in Christ. Have a good one. Bye-bye for now.